Hi there.
Hello.
Hello. So, as usual, we are still the same. Natalie.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you repeat please your name?
My name is Natalie Shebeko.
And I'm Anna Уварова. And this is our ESL Chitchat.
Episode 9, 10. 10. Unbelievable. We've been doing it for over 2 months. Wow. I'm proud of us. By the way, Anna, this is unexpected. That will be an unexpected question for you. What have our recordings and our public chats given to you?
I don't know. I started, like...
Sorry. It was like, it wasn't prescripted. Yeah, we haven't discussed it. It's just...
Yeah, I know. I know that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing is about reflection. Because I have noticed that I mean, in general, I like reflecting, but I have noticed that now it has become deeper, let's say.
Do you want to say that whatever you do in the class, you kind of like start thinking it over?
Yes, because once I finish it, then I think, oh, I should discuss that with Natalie during our podcast,
Yeah, but can you please not leave everything for our podcast times? They are pretty limited. Keep sharing with me.
Yeah, because like if we start sharing all these things with each other, it will be our podcast will be endless.
Yeah, yes. This is what I mean. Like, let's
count our hours.
Yeah. Okay. So you became a more thoughtful teacher, right?
Yeah.
And I've just noticed that like I take like pretty often I take part in different discussions and different online chats of different kinds, and like most of them are in English. Apart from lessons, of course, like classes, and it has become so much natural for me to speak in public. I can't say that I had huge fear, but still now, everybody can switch on like our recordings and take a look at how I speak, at the way I pronounce words, like hear my accent or whatever, or like assess the use of my vocabulary use. And this somehow dispersed all possible fears that I may not live up to somebody's expectations, that my level of English is not good enough, is not perfect enough. And this is some kind of new level of self-acceptance and self-perception.
Wow.
You don't have this. Now you will start,
No, I will start thinking about that. Who knows, maybe next time we have our podcast, I'll share with you that feeling as well.
Yes. I also, right now when I think of something which I do in classes, I think, is it something to be discussed in our podcast? Yes. And I loved very much. You're like quick notes. What?
Yeah,
what,
on Sunday. Do you remember on Sunday?
Yes, that was great. Like Natalie, I've done it. Yes, I did this, I did that.
Yeah. To do that retelling. Yeah, thank you.
You know, Anya, you remember? I guess you share this my attitude that I'm a huge fan of game in any way. I mean, it's so dull to be just an ordinary person. And now we brought this element of games even in our classes. I mean, which is behind the scenes. Nobody knows it, like only you and me. And this is so cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh my. I don't know what about the others, but I'm in love with whatever is happening here.
And that's very nice.
Okay. Anna, I'm going to ask you questions today.
Oh, so you want to go on asking questions?
Yes. Does it feel like an interrogation?
No. I mean, just like because you started with asking questions, so that's why. No.
I'm silent. Now you take
Go ahead.
I just read your post about storytelling, and I liked it a lot. I do love storytelling. I love this is the way to like bring in classes to make learners talk, and you actively use their vocabulary. What you wrote about, that was surprising, that listening to stories is more effective than producing stories. Am I right? Or I've messed up something?
It's a bit different, right? So I was also shocked, to be honest, right?
Yeah, can you please like tell this in more details, because I'm afraid I wasn't attentive enough, and like whoever
Or
is
maybe I
listening,
wasn't clear enough, let's see. Yeah, we never know. So anyway, so I just found this research, right, that focuses on stories, on telling stories to very young learners and singing songs to them.
To very young learners.
Yeah, the age of the kids is, the research was okay. Anyway, so all the researchers that have been discussed in this article, right, they focus on preschoolers, monolingual preschoolers who are in the process of acquiring English as a foreign language, right?
And actually they are in the process of acquiring everything.
Yes, let's say, yeah. And this particular research, it focused on the kids aged 2-3 years old in Spain. So really very, very young learners, let's say. And the results of the research were really shocking I think for the researchers themselves as well, because the results showed that so there were three different categories, right, of kids. So some kids, they would listen to stories from their teacher, right? So some kids would listen and sing some songs, right?
Alongside or what?
Yeah, like when you act out and sing a song, right? Like actively, right?
You mean they like a teacher would be reading a story and they would like sing a line of it?
No. So I mean, like 3 different groups. So let's imagine the first group has a story, right? The teacher reads a story to them, right? As usual, you read the story, you read it, you discuss with the kids, you act it out a little bit, right? You
like and now he frightened everybody. You're frightened.
Yeah, so as usual, right? So this is one group, right? And they would repeat the same story several times, as I remember 2 times. I don't remember.
Yeah, children love this.
So then, I mean, like they wouldn't repeat it in a row, right? They would read the story once, and then maybe the next lesson they would reread it again, right? Then the second group would, and they would have, for example, this story included, for example, 15 key vocabulary units, right, that they wanted to focus on. So the other group, they would have songs. They would have no stories. They would have songs, as usual, finger plays, right? For example, I don't know, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. So usual songs, right? And again, they would act them out. They would sing them. And again, these songs, they had some particular key vocabulary units that the teacher wanted to focus on, right? And they would repeat the song the same amount of times. So, for example, I don't know, 2 times as the story. And the last group would have a combination. So they would have a story maybe once, and they would sing a song maybe once.
But like, are they on the same topic?
The same.
Because otherwise,
so if you go deep into this research, they have some particular vocabulary units that they chose. They took into account that the vocabulary units must be nouns, because the kids are 2-3 years old, and there is a research that shows that these are the easiest units to be acquired first, right? So they, in terms of pronunciation, they chose different units. So the ones that have only 1 syllable, the ones that have 2 syllables. Also, that's kind of like
Tell us the findings.
Yes, the findings were really shocking, because the group, I would assume that the group that had story and song would be the best.
No,
that is my assumption, right? So what about you? What would be your assumption?
Like If they just heard the story once and repeated the song once, the effect can't be really good, just because you like switched, you focused on something different, and like different parts of your brain were activated. This is why it's like dispersing the efforts rather than focusing on them. Maybe in the long run, the effect could be like more visible, but like after just one repetition, I don't think it would work. I would think that like singing a song, because this is naturally more natural for kids. They love acting out. They love like melodical words. They are imprinted better. And I think the tune enhances the perception of vocabulary.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. So the thing is that's, I mean, like I was thinking about combination, right? But I also agree with you with the song. Yeah. So that's why for me, it would be maybe the second one, right? But anyway, the result was that the group that listened to the story, their vocabulary retention was much higher than others.
I wonder how the vocabulary retention was checked with 2-3 years.
So there is a standard procedure, right, for testing vocabulary retention. And again, like there is
just recognition or production.
They have several stages, right? And they conduct this test at different times. So it's not that they just do it once. They do it several times. It includes like recognizing the words in the speech, right? How they react when they hear the words that they recognize and so on. So it's quite, I mean, like quite big as well, right? But the result was, that the kids that listened just to the story, for example, 2 times or 3 times, so their vocabulary retention was much higher than the others. The second place went to this combination group, right? And the third one went to this song. To the
song only. Okay, this is interesting.
And that's interesting. So, and when I read the discussion of this result, I actually agreed with them, right? Because if you think about the song, on the one hand, we think that it's like there is melody, right? It's easy to remember, but the thing is that it
distracts you. I mean, you need to think about the actions.
Yeah, first of all, they think about the action. The second thing is that when kids sing a song, right, they perceive, that they do not divide the sentence into small units, into words, and they perceive all these melodic,
the whole line, yes,
the one, right, and that's why they can produce it with the melody, right, with the tune, I mean, singing. But when you tell a story, you never just tell a story like being, like flat with your flat face.
Of course, like
face or whatever, right? So you always discuss it anyway, and that's the time when their brain starts working, and they can divide this whole line into small pieces.
This is interesting. It resonates with an interesting research which I came across recently about the importance of reading, the influence of reading on our brain, on reading in particular, because it somehow develops our imagination. It helps us live through some moments which we wouldn't or may not normally encounter in our lives. So this is pretty similar to what you said. Just I started thinking that it's so true about toddlers, but it may not work as well with other levels, just because they're toddlers, their whole attention is focused on absorption. They absorb. And the older you are, the more you need to experiment with this in order to retain it.
Yeah, but the interesting thing there also, they compare some there is some information about other researchers, right, conducted with older kids, and with them, the results are quite controversial, and it depends on their age, right? Because if we think about this ability to divide the one line into small parts, into words, right? When you think about the 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, they can do that, right? So they do it unconsciously already, right? And so with them, songs, they work better because they...
Yeah, this is what I meant. They become their
Yes,
own, like active explorers of this world.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And so with them, the results are different. Yeah, that's, yeah. But the thing is that, for example, I have a course, right, which is about finger plays. And I always thought, to be honest, right now I have changed my mind.
Okay. And
But,
what have you always
I always thought that the most important fact of this course is that we act out different finger plays. I mean, old traditional finger plays, right? But of course, we also we work with them, right? We do not just sing the song, right? I use this vocabulary a lot. Right?
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I've just got the glimpse of time.
Oh yes,
yes.
That's what you
yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It sounds a bit weird because I interrupted you in the middle of when you were speaking about your course, but it is time to finish.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm sorry. It's just like that. It's amazing. And I think that that's what we need to think about when we work with very young learners. Very, very.
That was a really kind of abstract discussion, but I liked it a lot. So yeah, so the stories do matter.
Yeah. They do matter.
Yeah, so, I feel uncomfortable like telling you all the time, but what can be done?
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, everybody. We need to find a new topic for our next discussion, right?
Yeah. So I'm sure that
we can come back to your finger plays, by the way. Why not?
Oh, I can talk about it for
yeah. And now, that was it for today. Bye-bye.
Right. So bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Doesn't want to switch off, you know. Okay, yes, now it works.